Hello YouTube, this is Charles Redneck Nerd coming at you with another video. Today we're bringing you my everyday carry fixed blade knife that I carry on me basically every day of my life. It took me several years to get to this one. I tried a lot before that. I wanted a blade somewhere between 3.5 inches and 4.5 inches long. That way it's easy to carry. In Arkansas I can carry a knife whatever size I want, but a 4.5 inch bladed knife will generally fit underneath an untucked shirt. And yes, in Arkansas, it is legal for me to carry a knife like that concealed. In Arkansas, the general law is unless you are carrying it with the intent to commit a crime or you've committed a crime with it, you may carry whatever knife you want. Granted, if you're carrying around an 18-inch basic short sword, you are going to get some funny looks, and you are probably going to get the cops at least coming to ask you, hey, what's the purpose with you carrying a short sword? But this one is perfectly legal and perfectly fine to carry wherever you want. And it is the Esse HM knife. Now, this knife has a blade. Let me pull up my notes real quick. Of 4.375 inches with a cutting edge of 4.125. The handle length is 4.5 inches. It has an overall length of 8.875. The blade thickness is 0.1875. The blade weight is 7.7 ounces, and it has a blade steel made of 1095 high carbon. Since it's an Esee, it's made in the United States, and yes, they have a lifetime guarantee that follows the knife to whatever owner its hands are in at the time. You don't have to be the first owner of the knife to have that lifetime warranty. You could be the third or fourth, and they will still honor it. It has a real street price cost of around $123. This one I got on 8/15/2021. That was my 29th anniversary with my wife. She said, "Which one do you want?" I said, "I want this one." Of course, it comes with the kydex sheath. It does have a drain hole in it. I chose the one with just the clip on it because I really don't care for danglers. I really don't care to have it hang lower. The higher it sits, the better for me. Plus, that makes it easier when you're getting in and out of a car, truck, whatever. The knife, of course, locks up positively. No shake. Simple push, and it's out. Now, I have used this for about 10 to 12 hours real-time work around the yard, trimming off tree branches and stuff off of down limbs, just generally breaking stuff up to later be used in the fireplace as kindling, or just to trim back some small shrubs and stuff around the yard. I also have been using this, creating a third Sasquatch cane, if you will. The one thing I have found with this knife is when you really choke up like this, even if your fingers are safe, they're not on the blade, but you're going to get this pressure right here against the edge. And over long time use, I'm talking like 3 or 4 hours without a break, it's not really a hot spot, but you're starting to get a little sore spot right here in this joint that's up against that sharp spot. I've thought about going ahead and taking a sanding drum on my Dremel and just trying to round that off just a little bit more, or maybe even I could just do it with sandpaper. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, because it's really not that big a deal. Because, like I said, mostly what I use this for is going in and out of the sheath in the yard while I'm getting rid of tree debris that's down in it, or I'm trimming back some minor limbs and branches that are hanging down in my way. Now, this was the culmination, basically, of several years worth of effort to find the perfect everyday carry fixed blade that I started in about 2014. The first one I had was a Schrade SCHF 14. It had a 3.5-inch blade, kydex sheath, sat high, felt great, good steel, but something about it just wasn't perfect to me. And I wasn't sure what I could do to fix it, so I went on to another SCHF knife. That would be this one. I believe this is the, nope, this is the 31 because it's the drop point version. Kydex sheath. And I carried this one for several years because it's actually feels really good in hand. The steel of 8CR 13 MOV didn't bother me because in everyday practical use, in the light stuff I'm doing around the house and in cutting boxes, edge retention really doesn't matter because I'm going to touch it up at the end of the day with my ceramic rods and then with a strop. But again, at that point I started looking for something either a little bit higher dollar or something that I really wanted. And then I came upon this one at Walmart, the Buck Mesa. And yes, all of these are going to have very similar long-term use reviews like my Esee is getting. This one, the biggest problem was Buck included this really pitiful sheath. It is ambidextrous. It does click in. It does have a thumb ramp, so it makes it easy to get out. And being a typical Buck knife, which it's basically the Buck Camp Compadre knife, except it's in 420, it's an awesome knife. It feels great in the hand, and to be honest, I carried this for probably 5 years, using it constantly. But I've kept seeing the Essees, and the Esee 4HM, with its more woodsy rather than tactical look and shape to the handle, just struck me as being nearly perfect, and it is. For the price, some people complain about the price. Oh, $123 is too much. Other people say, well, basically you're paying for the second knife when you break that one. Look, people, if you can break 3/16 steel, you're abusing the knife. You're not doing something you should be doing with a knife. You need a pry bar or something, or an axe. Sometimes it's our own fault where we abuse knives. And we need to realize that and use knives how they are meant to be used, as cutting tools. Yes, this can easily baton small things. And I do that when I'm creating kindling for the campfire, when I'm creating stuff for the fire pit, or when I'm creating kindling for my fireplace. But I don't go out and just say, I'm going to pry open a car door today. If it's an emergency, go for it. If it's not an emergency, why are you prying open a car door? So basically, if you want a general use knife that you can carry with you everywhere, feel confident that it's going to do everything you need it to do, then this Esee 4HM is for you. If you want something you're going to abuse, get the Schrade SCHF 56L with the rubber handles. It's like $26, and if you break it, does it really matter? It's made of the same steel, but it's nowhere near the quality that the Esee is. And it shows in fit, finish, and detail. It shows in the sheath. And it also shows in the warranty and how much the company is going to back it. This is the Redneck Nerd saying, I hope you've enjoyed this. Now it's time for my favorite part, the shout-outs. First, Scab, Choir Boys Cutlery. He's going to have a live tonight, and he's going to have on one of the designers for some of the Work Tough gears. I believe it's Jeremy Baldwin, something like that. So you want to check him out because you're going to get to hear some real-life stories about the creation of some badass knives. Joe, Steel Forged in Fire, as always, probably my favorite cinematographer out of all the knife industry here on YouTube. Legion Tactical Cutlery, Gruggs, my brother, who often shares some of these videos to get out the word of what I'm doing. It is deeply appreciated. Thank you, my brother. Then, today we're going with Isaac the Noob, another guy whose content I really enjoy and who I really think you all need to check out. You'll learn a few things. This is the Redneck Nerd saying, please come back, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you like or don't like about this video. Tell me if I'm an idiot if you want. Really doesn't matter. I learned years ago that to be sure of yourself and to be confident. Y'all do the same.